Welcome to this quick stretch morning yoga and movement routine. My name is Ashley and I'll be leading you through the next few minutes of our feel good morning practice. So go ahead and stand up and take your feet a little bit wider. We're going to start right away with an uplifted, upright body so that we can harness that energy and use it throughout our day. So let's take the toes a little bit wider, heels in, knees bent. So we have what we call a horse stance. From there, take the hands just gently, resting them basically on top of your thighs. Pinkies towards the thighs, thumbs out. And as you inhale, we'll add some movement. Take a deep breath in, pull the hands up through the center of the body, feeling just like the air lifting, your hands lifting. And then exhale as you float the hands down, palms press downward. And it's a very simple, what we call base breathing. So on the inhale, hands come up, leave the elbows down. So we're not chicken winging here. We're not letting our shoulders come high. Instead, it's just a very simple connection of movement and breath. We'll do that a couple more times. Good. And one more time, deep breath in, hands to shoulders. Exhale as your hands float down. Now mindfully checking in every so often that the knees are staying bent. We're sort of in this like bouncy position. Let's take big shoulder rolls. Take those shoulders up, back, and down 3 times each direction. I like the number 3 at least, sometimes 5, sometimes more. And then we go around the other way. And there's a tip for you in your morning movement practice is that you could pick a number to follow or just do that movement until it feels good for you. Getting into the arms, we'll take one fist at a time. So right fist makes a fist, right? Take it down and we go in and around, a big arm circle. And you might right away feel, ooh, crunch. That's not a regular movement for me. So that's okay. So keep it slow. As you start to warm up, and everything starts to loosen up, we can get a little faster. And switch direction, switch arms, make a fist with the left arm, in, up and around. And even though I have been doing this for a while, I also feel sore sometimes in the morning and I feel a little stiff, and that's why I continue to do this. And then switch arms and switch directions. Out and around. And other side, other arm. So if you haven't been able to tell yet, we're moving down from our head, down to our shoulders, down to the lower body. Then we bring the arms down. We'll get back to them in a moment. And one thing I forgot, we'll just add it right here, is neck rotation. So simply taking the chin to chest and rock the head side to side. So this is actually the first thing that we do after our breath, typically, but it's not a big deal. It's simple enough movement where if you go out of order, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's not going to hurt you. In fact, we could just skip the neck rotations, and that's okay too. And you might hold in a spot that feels good. Again, making sure the knees are bent. You can already feel, maybe like I am, the strength of your quads coming in and making your legs come alive. Okay, bring your head back up. Look over your right shoulder. Just look back. And then look over your left shoulder. Good, bring it back to the center. We're gonna add some waist movement down in this lower spine, and we'll start with twists. That's gonna help get our digestion going and help us just feel a little bit more loose in that lower back. So take your hands on your hips. Knees and hips stay forward. Hands come just off the hips, and we rotate just the torso. Those shoulders and elbows forward and back. Ooh. So I've got a little bit of stiffness in my back, so that was that little hiccup there. Ooh, I felt it. So again, slow start. It might have been a while since we've moved in this way. A while for you could be a couple days or it could be a few years. So no one's comparing or judging or competing. what each of us has. And you're doing this at home, so let yourself be exactly as you are. That's what our yoga practice teaches us. Meet yourself where you are right now. And once we slow that down, just slow it down, feel it. Already feeling a little bit of a difference in the upper body. Let's add some side bends for the waist and the whole long side length of the body. So open the arms first like goal pose, press back, open the heart. That should feel good. As you exhale, press your right hand down, left hand across, and straighten the legs. Side bend. Pressing hands. Inhale back to center. Maybe you bend the knees again. Elbows and hands press back. Exhale, left hand down, right arm across. Press. We'll do 2 more. Big breath, big press. And then both hands come up, reach as high as you can. Hands come down by your sides. Okay, so we're gonna get into lower body, legs and hips. So step the feet together. Here we go. The first one we'll do is for the hamstrings, balance, and core strength. So I'll turn to the side here. You take one foot, step it back. Arms relaxed by your side. And using your core strength as you do this, just draw the knee up. Arms for balance. You can even hold on to a chair or a wall. And once that starts to get more comfortable, you can go straight leg. And it might be like a half bent knee, half straight leg. The straight leg really targets the hamstrings in the back of the body and the back of the legs. But this is not a pretty motion. We are not, in our yoga practice, we shouldn't be trying to attempt always being graceful and beautiful all of the time. As beginners, we've got to get through the gritty stages, the stuck stages, the wobbles, even not as a beginner. Okay, let's switch sides. Start with that knee first. Keep the body upright, posture tall, so we're not leaning forward, we're also not leaning back. And straight leg if that's where it's at for you. And if you look up, your leg tends to follow. Our life tends to follow where we look, where we envision our lives to be. So that's both a mental and a physical thing. Bring it down. And the last thing we're going to do before a couple yoga sun salutations for full body warm up is get into these hips just a little more balance. Again, let's this time point to one of the toes, lift a knee, and bring that knee across the body, up and around. And instead of doing a straight leg, we're just going to do a few. Here, again, you can hold on to something. Hold on to a friend. We're just going to do a few to get into these guys, outer thighs. There's adductors and abductors. I don't pretend to always remember which ones are which. Switch sides. So lift, knee in, up and around. My goal for you, for myself, is to feel sensation, a little discomfort to help me grow. Beyond that, any pain, anything like that, we stay out of that. But we've got to reach a little bit of discomfort, that edge of the zone of comfort, so that we can get stronger and more flexible and create a higher threshold for what disturbs our peace. All right, bring that down. Okay, so that was our full body head to toe. You can do that and be done, or follow along and I'll move on to some sun salutations. These are very basic movements or basic flow for yoga practice, especially vinyasa yoga. So our feet come to the top of the mat. And for the morning, I really like to keep my feet at hip distance because my balance is still sort of waving around. So hip distance it is. It makes it a little easier for me. Palms press forward, shoulders back. We've got this nice tall mountain pose. Like imagine someone's pulling the crown of the head up. And as you inhale this time, reach those arms out and up. Connect them at the top. Feel this long body stretch, reaching up. As you exhale, open the arms, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Notice my knees bending. Your knees will too, it's early. Bend your knees as much as you need. Ooh, first forward fold of the day. Let's place the hands on the shins, press into the hands and lengthen the back to what we call a half lift. From our half lift, plant the hands down, step your feet back into plank pose. Plank pose is a right away strength building pose in this sun salutation. If you're finding your breath is getting lost or choppy, take the knees down. You're gonna still build a lot of strength with the knees down. Now point the middle of the index finger and middle finger towards the front of the room, right? Slight outward rotation of the hands so your elbows turn inward. We're gonna do a chaturanga, so that means, let's do the first one on the knees. Hug the elbows to the rib cage, bend them about 90 degrees. Press your heart forward, straightening the arms. Up dog, for this first one I modified, again on the knees. And then look down, tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Our first down dog, pedal the feet, feel it, make sure those fingers spread wide. Neck is loose and long, and your breath is deep and steady. And then slowly walk those feet forward again to the top of the mat. Forward fold into your half lift, inhale, exhale, forward fold. Rising up, open those arms, reach up. Let's do that again. Right away, come down. We'll do two more. Forward fold, exhale. Half lift, inhale. Hands can be on the floor or the shins. Exhale, step, or you can hop if you're ready and your low back is ready. Back to plank pose. Take one breath, either shifting forward on the toes or taking the knees down. Hug the elbows in as you lower down, halfway. Upward dog, lift the heart, gaze forward. Exhale, using your core strength and pressing heavily into the hands. Lift those hips up and back. Take one more deep breath. And walk those feet forward. Top of the mat, half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Rise up, inhale. And we'll do that one more time. Exhale, open those arms, dive down. Half lift, inhale. Step or jump back to plank pose. Take one solid deep breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Settle in, finish that exhale. And on your next one, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop forward. Half lift, forward fold. Rise up, inhale. And bring your hands down to your heart. Right. That's what we have time for today. Simple sun salutations. You could continue with a few more sun salutations or some more movement, or come with me, sit down. We're just going to spend a minute or so in meditation. And meditation's not scary. It's not something that we go, ooh, I can't do that. I can't sit still. I can't turn off my mind. That's not the point. The point of this is to practice and to become aware and just to notice those thoughts, how the body responds, and see if we can just hold a little bit longer through the discomfort. And each day, a little longer. It might be just one more breath, and that's it. So sit comfortable. It might be in a chair. It might be on the ground. Just make sure that your body is upright. Again, we're trying to keep that energy lifted for our day rather than lying down. So rest your hands either on your knees, palms face up, or in your lap. Close your eyes if it's comfortable, or you can simply look down. Bring your awareness to your breath once again. Notice how it softly comes in through the nose and out through the nose. Every time you exhale, your shoulders get a little softer. Your face tends to melt. And we feel heavier on the ground. And every time we inhale, we feel ourselves uplifted, tall posture, pulling upward, and expansive. What helps to keep you in the here and the now is to notice what's going on in this moment. The sensation of the cool air on the tip of the nose as you breathe in. Notice how warmth flows through your nose as you exhale. What parts of your body are moving? And what parts of your body can stay completely still? Spend a few seconds, a minute or so, just noticing this body without judgment, without labels, just becoming aware. And bring your awareness back to your body, to your breath, to my voice. Gently blink the eyes open, maybe wiggle the fingers and the toes. We'll take a big breath in, reaching up together. Connect those hands and then simply draw them down to your hearts. That's where we will conclude and end our practice. Our morning movement, stretch, simple yoga practice. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in a class again very soon. Namaste.